Plume Air Quality Index is probably one of the best sites that I have seen that gives you a lot of detailed information. And then right up next to this particular application would be Breezometer. Both of those apps have been able to teach me a lot of things about the air quality and what we all need to learn. Whether you are healthy, I don't give a care how much you go to the gym. I don't care how much you are sweating out your toxins. These things affect you immediately upon contact. There has been a lot of bacteria, things like pseudomonas, syringes that has been in syringe ray or whatever you call that has been in the air. A lot of candida, yeast has been in the air as well. These things are not calculated. So when you're getting things on your skin is itching, feel like something's crawling on you. This is what you're feeling. It might even hit your ear canal. It might hit up your nostrils, and it might cause a sore up your nostrils or some type of bleeding. It might even cause a sore within your outer part of your ear canal. It also gets between the fingers. It gets between the toes, between crevices. So this is where this particular yeast or bacteria likes to hide. The other pseudomonas can also cause a sore throat. It can cause sores in the mouth, as well as yeast, as well as the candida. So these are important things that you need to understand that will not show on the air quality map, but it actually does. And it'll be under PM10 or the PM 2.5. When those things start raising up very high, please understand we have a lot of fungi or bacteria that might be present in the air. Each one of them are always different. They're not always the same. Okay. It's important that you read stuff like this, man. You got to read this shit. Now look. Let's get to it, man. I needed to get this information right here. Look, air pollution is a multifactorial and complex phenomenon spanning across multiple pollutants, each one with specific impacts on health and specific concentrations and exposure threshold. As a consequence, air pollution readings for the greater public are usually expressed with air quality indexes rather than concentrations. Although this should help boost understanding, we find that existing AQIs are not coherent with the latest World Health Organization health recommendations. We therefore propose a new AQI, the Plume Air Quality Index, covering 4 pollutants in line with WHO annual, daily, hourly exposure guidelines. The 2023 update. WHO updated its recommendations in 2021 to reflect the evolution of the scientific knowledge on the health impact of air pollution. This document describes how the air plume. I'm going to need to go back before 2021. Okay, yeah. We got to get back. All right. Let me get back over here. All right. In the past few years, concerns have been growing on air pollution. Air pollution is now blamed for several phenomena, as such as the ischemic strokes, cardiovascular disease. Hold on. Look. Premature births. Ooh. Hold on. Asthma. Hold on. Government and local authorities have responded by setting up monitoring networks and making measurements available to the general public. Nowadays, most countries in Europe and North America and several Asian countries do publish pollution data, but do not use the same when providing AQI readings. First, we detail why air quality index is needed and review the existing ones, and then we present the structure of our proposed air quality index called Plume Index. All right. All pollutants do not have the same impact on human health as at the same concentrations. That is very, very important to know, because they don't. As well as as will be described below, some pollutants such as benzene and are carcinogenic, even at very low concentrations. such as less than the the microgram meter or whatever the hell you call that. While others, such as ozone, may have a strong effect at concentrations around 100. It would thus be deceptive to compare concentrations of two different pollutants. What matters is their effects on human health. That is why we need air quality index based on health recommendations. 1 second. All right, I'm back. All right. The number of pollutants taken into account: 3 for Canadian, ozone, nitrogen, and PM2.5, 5 for the British, PM10 and sulfur dioxide, adding PM10 and sulfur dioxide, 6 for European, Chinese, and American, adding CO. Even 8 pollutants in India with ammonia and lead. Man, we need that. We need that over here for real. The number of categories were 6 categories of AQIs in India and China in the United States, 5 for European, and 4 categories divided, 10 sub-levels for the British and Canadians. The average period, whereas monitoring stations provide continuous data, AQIs are computed based on averages. For instance, for nitrogen dioxide, the Indian AQI averages value 24 hours. Canadian on 3 hours. British, American, Chinese 1 hour. European index gives hourly, daily, and annual values. The values of thresholds shown on Figure 1 for a given pollutant, even when data is averaged on the same period. Each index has its own scale to access the contributions of the pollutants to the index. There are 2 reasons why a new AQI is needed on top of the existing ones. First, most existing AQIs are not based on general admitted health recommendations, but rather on local regulations. Second, the levels, whatever their numbers may be, do not have any explicit meaning for the citizens. That is very important to know. That is very, I have been telling you guys that. Second, we're going to read that again. Second, the levels, whatever their numbers may be, do not have any explicit meaning for the citizen. Don't matter on the levels and what they may be. Those levels, I'm telling you, are only to save the expert's ass. And it won't. To create the Plume Air Quality Index, its levels, we process the following way to make it easy for citizens to understand the levels, which of them corresponds to a time period for which the exposure is safe. A year, under 20 a day, under 50 an hour, under 100. Beyond these levels, there are some recommendations dealing with shorter periods, a few minutes, which would correspond to the PAQI, under 150. The last threshold is under 250, with the corresponding potential instantaneous effects. To determine what the concentration correspond to each threshold, we rely on health recommendations. One moment. All right, so these are the ranges here. This is the title, the headline, whether it's a risk, impact, chronic, impact, exposure, and then the recommendations on what it should be. One more. Okay, so from 0 to 20, the air quality is ideal for individuals. Enjoy your normal outdoor activities. Fair is impact to chronic, risk exposure. This is basically for sensitive groups. This can be for a lot of people, actually, because if it's long term, if this is happening on a consistent basis every single day, the air quality is shit. One moment. All right. One moment. Okay. Poor. The air quality has reached a high level of pollutant and is unhealthy for sensitive group. Reduce time spent outside if you're feeling symptoms such as difficulty breathing and throat irritation. All right. And immediate health effects may be felt by sensitive groups. Healthy individuals may experience difficulty breathing and throat irritation with prolonged exposure. That's what I've been telling you guys. I just told you. As long as the exposure keeps going on and on and on, we're talking on a daily basis, this is what you're going to have. It doesn't matter if this doesn't never hit unhealthy. This can stay in this area. If it stays in this area consistently on the daily basis for months, then you can be exposed as well for healthy individuals, because we're dealing with toxins. We're dealing with acids. Acids don't see that you're healthy and it's going to skip past you. That is not the case. That has never been the case for acids. Oh, this is a healthy individual, so we're just going to attach to his body and then bounce right off. We're not even going to affect him. That's bullshit. Don't even think like that. I don't give a care how alkaline you are or how healthy you are, whatever. You can work out in the gym. You can be buff as hell. This shit will take you off your feet. All right. I'm right. I'm back. Okay, so, and then this is dangerous. Man, if it gets up to this high of number of 250, man, it is dangerous. Even for a few minutes can lead to serious health effects on everybody. Okay? All right, so plume air. So listen, let me just come back here for a second. This is key for everybody. That's, if you're going on some type of outing, you're going on a date, any of that. Right now, this has been the new normal. This has been the new normal that what's the name talked about. I'm not even going to say a name, because then be like, oh, that's not correct or whatever. But you need to make sure you're checking this, because if we're in this range here, you'll never know. If you're not checking this, you'll never know. You'll be coming outside and the health effects will be immediately felt by sensitive groups and should be avoided outdoor activities. Healthy individuals are likely to experience difficulty breathing and throat irritation. Consider staying indoors and rescheduling outdoor activities. I have rescheduled outdoor activities numerous of times. I don't fuck around, because I know how that shit bothers me. So I know it's going to affect others as well. So we just have to be careful. All right, so the principle, here we go. The plume air quality index is a positive number, equal to 0, meaning the absence of any air pollution. Whereas high PAQI, let's just call that PAC, correspond to high pollution. The PAC is based on 6 levels of pollution for which recommendations are detailed in Table 2. To compute the air pollution quality index, PAC, 4 pollutants are taken into account: ozone, nitrogen dioxide, particles under 10 micrograms or whatever diameter, PM10, and under 2.5. These are 4 common outdoor pollutants which are harmful and frequently measured by monitoring stations networks. One moment. All right, I'm back. Okay. Now, my question is, why don't they, well, you know what? We already know why they put all these in one particles, which is the PM10 and the PM2.5. All right, so sulfur dioxide, because of the density of the monitoring station is too low, whatever. Outdoor concentration for the carbon monoxide, the benzene, for which most cities do not have any data, right? Ammonia and lead are rarely measured by urban monitoring stations, right? This is a problem, but it's in the air. To compute pollutants, 5 concentration threshold, match the boundaries. One moment, let me just kind of see what's important and what's not. Okay, I get it. All right, annual average. This annual limit should not be breached on average on a year. Sorry. When this value is given by WHO, the PAC takes its first threshold between the excellent and fair of PAC 20. Daily average is the upper limit of fair of PAC 50. Hourly average, it is the upper limit of poor, PAC 100. In recommendation for a shorter period, typically a few minutes, the PAC takes it as the upper limit of unhealthy of 150. Okay. All right. I think this is pretty good. I actually like this one. I know I said the other day that the breezometer has been the better than other ones. I didn't know that AccuWeather has had this one, and this is pretty detailed. So it gives you the different commissions that you take into account. Let me see here. Deal with cases where WHO does not give one or several of these values for a given pollutant. We also take account of subsidiary sources. Okay. Let me just kind of click on the American one here. Damn, that was this page. Fuck, I didn't know that. One moment. All right, conclusion. To overcome the variability of air quality indexes regarding both structure of those indexes and their levels, the article proposed an air quality index called PAC with 6 levels: excellent, fair, blah 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 blah. No, I don't want to go to air now. I read that air now shit, and that shit is trash. All right, let's go back up. We read this part. We went through this. We were here. Okay. Okay, so for the PAC 20, this threshold corresponds to the limit between excellent and fair from a human health perspective, and the annual average is beyond this threshold. This pollutant becomes harmful for the sensitive groups. So for 60 mg peak season threshold, nitrogen dioxide. See what I was saying? You see what I was saying right here? 10. I already knew this shit. And look, I told you guys. This is the information I told you. I'm telling you, listen. I was telling you guys about these numbers from experience. From experience. See, if it's on a consistent basis under 5 daily, you might experience a little bit here and there, right? This is a daily. If it's on a consistent 15 daily, you might experience a little bit of here and there health effects. Maybe a little bit. You got to be really sensitive, right? This is daily. Once it start going over these numbers, you fucking forget about it. Forget about it. Oh, I'm so glad I seen this shit. I am so glad I seen this shit right here. This is exactly what I needed. Exactly. Yes. Yes, it's exactly what I needed. All right, let's get to it. All right, so for the threshold, limit to be fair and poor. This is a daily average. I know that this said that this was an annual average, but let me tell you, this is a daily average, honestly, in my opinion. All right, so here we go to the daily average. Now, the daily average is what you see on the breezometer, right? This is what I want you guys to see. Again, as I said before, those levels above, you can actually feel those on a daily average. Okay? Again, this is to protect their ass, not ours. All right? This does not help us. When you see ozone at 60, when you see ozone at 30, daily, it can affect you. Long periods of time, hourly, it can affect you. But definitely when it hits 100, it's definitely going to affect you. And it depends on what else you're dealing with within the ozone. If there's other materials that are in the PM10 and 2.5. If this PM10 and ozone go up together, there's going to be problems. Okay. Nitrogen dioxide as well. Same thing. All right. Keep in mind they will put materials within the mixture that will take away the smell. Things like quicklime will take away the smell from sulfur dioxide, so you won't smell it, but you're going to get the same effect of it because quicklime and sulfur is both irritants. They're going to irritate you. especially at high concentration. So this is the poor and unhealthy. So that just kind of, that's for the hourly. Okay, yeah, I get that. I've seen that happen, and we've seen some of that happen. We haven't seen none of that happen. All right, so those are the thresholds in the result. To synthesize the previously defined thresholds and computation method, the following charts show the plume air quality index situates with respect to other similar existing AQIs. That is to say, those from China, India, and United States. The British and Canada AQIs are not shown since they are different scale, use a different scale from 1 to 10. And European AQIs is not displayed either. Its scale varies from 1 to 100, which would make it deceptive to plot it against scales varying from 1 to more than 300. Right. All right, so these are the charts, some of the numbers and shit. You guys can go through that a little later. I'll leave a link below to where you can get this. Man, that should be it.